Okay, I think I'm sharing. So sorry it took so long. Good morning, guys. If you can't tell, I'm out sick, so I'm really sorry. So you guys are going to be working on Alex. This is 10 minutes. You can work on it for 15. I'm going to be looking for 15 minutes. I'll be working on Alex today. I'm going to take that as a grade, so make sure you're engaged. If you're just letting the screen sit there and you've only answered one question 15 minutes, do not expect a good grade. I'm going to be looking for active participation. All right, so this is our calendar. So if you guys look, you guys have a very busy week. A lot of fun things to look forward to. So today we're doing direct variation, and then by the time hopefully I'm back tomorrow feeling better, and I can see Thursday we could do point slope, which is I really do enjoy that lesson. And then after that, you guys have homecoming. Then you have a slope quiz. And then we're going to be graphing inequalities, and then it's going to be Richardson Reed's day. So we'll get into that when I get back and tell you what it is. Okay, so today you will solve problems involving direct variation to create equations and y equals mx plus b. So basically, direct variation is a proportional relationship. That is when a line goes through the origin. So if you look on the left here, we have a proportional relationship, which is also known as direct variation. Instead of having m here, we have k, which makes it constant. So m and k are the same thing. Okay, so sorry. I don't have like my dual screen, so just on my laptop. Chilling. And I just feel like I'm having trouble. There we go. I have some pep. Oh, the trackpad is very difficult to write on, and I'm not going out of my room to get my mouse, so we're gonna make it work. So K and M are the same thing. All right. And then on the left, as we see, we have a graph. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that video. Well, I'll link it in today's lesson. So if you guys wanna watch a video about slope, you can. I'm probably not going to link it. I'm just being honest. I'll talk about it. Ooh, nausea. Next. So will need to be in your table of contents. Make sure you put 1010. It's today's date, direct variation, slope intercept form. You can write the essential question down. Pause the video. Give yourself some time to write it down. Direct variation notes are here, so make sure when you're watching this video you're respectful of the class environment. Have a conversation level 0. Raise your hand. Work on the class notes. Stay in your seat. Follow along with the notes. Ask questions as needed, and you need your journal, notes, and calculator. So we're going to talk about slope and how to find slope. So write an equation in slope-intercept form. So the first thing we're going to do is when I write an equation, I like to start at the y-intercept. So we're going to write the equation down, which is y equals mx plus b. And what we're going to do first is we're going to find the b. That is the first thing here. So we have to find the b. And to find the b is finding where the line crosses the y-axis, which would be right here, -2. That is my y-intercept. So that is what I'm going to put for b, -2. And now we have to find the slope. And the slope here, I'm going to find it, is going to be rise over run. Rise over run. That's supposed to be an N. And it's okay. It's ugly N. So I'm going to find 2 pretty points. If I'm given an x-intercept that's a pretty point, I'm going to use it. So that's going to be right here. And therefore, I know I'm rising 2. And then I'm running 3. Anything to make a nice pretty point. Okay, so I rise 2. And I run 3. Now here, sorry. You want to make a triangle. And then we need to make sure if it's positive or negative. So for me to do that, I always draw Mr. Slope. Okay. And he's in the room. So make sure you take a look at him. Mr. Slope is super helpful. Okay, it always tells me what's a positive slope and what's a negative slope. So get in the habit of drawing his face. And if you need a picture, there's one in the room. So I know this is a positive slope, so this would be our equation. Y equals 2/3 x minus 2. All right. Now, I'm going to move on to the next question. And then you can also do it this way. You can find 2 pretty points. But if you do it this way, you are going to be making that decimal into a fraction. Now, if you're good with that, you can do that. But sometimes it's easier just to do it by hand because it's already given to you as a fraction. So when we get closer to questions that would require me to use stat edit, I'll show you how to do that. But at this point, I really want you guys just to practice just graphing it the old fashioned way because that's how it's going to be tested. Sometimes I want to test if you can toggle between them back and forth. So I'm going to show you how to do it by hand. Okay, so that's just one thing. All right, next. So these, I'm going to do it by hand, and I'm going to show these to you. So write an equation in slope-intercept form. You find 2 pretty points. You find one here. And then I'm going to find another one here. Okay. Now, one thing by drawing Mr. Slopeman, I'll draw him again for practice, is that this slope is going to be a negative slope because it's going down. Okay, it's going down. It's going down this way, so it's going to be negative. Okay, I always draw his face. Know that those are zeros at the end. Okay, there's one, and there's the other. So I'm going to do pretty points, and I have my y-intercept. So when I do y equals mx plus b fart. We know that the the b is going to be the y-intercept. So 2, which is right here, is my y-intercept. That's what I'm going to put for b. And it's positive, so we're just going to leave it as plus 2. And my slope is going to be my rise. Oh, God. It's so ugly. I'm trying, y'all. Will let me work? Will it work? No. Sorry, guys. A little loopy. All right. So We're rising 2, so I know I need to make my triangle just like this. And I know I'm rising 1, 2. So my rise is 2, and then my run is 1, 2, 3. And because it's a negative slope, we have to include this negative sign in front of it and make sure the x is there. So it should be negative 2/3 x plus 2. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 2. Okay. All right, I'm going to do the same thing here. But making sure you guys look at how this is being numbered. 3, 6, 9. So this is being numbered by 3. So this is when I got to pay attention to how it's being numbered. So I'm going to find 2 pretty points. And these are close together. But one thing I need to notice is that the increments are different. So this is rising 3. I'm rising 3. Y. And then I'm running once. So I rise 3. So this is 3. Because 21 to 24 is 3. And 0 to 1 is 1. And I rise 1. So my slope is 3. This is a negative slope. So it's going to be negative 3. This is so scrabbly. I'm so sorry. Then we ran 1. So our slope is going to still be negative 3. So it's going to be y equals negative 3 is our slope. So the rise over run is the slope. I'm so sorry. So now we have to look at what our y-intercept is, which is going to be the b. So we have the m. This is the slope. And our b is going to be 24. It's going to be plus 24 because that's where the line crosses the y-axis. Just remember your b is the y-intercept. So it's going to be negative 3x plus 24. Now, this is when it's a good time to use stat edit. Okay, so write an equation in slope-intercept form that passes through the points below. So here, this is what I'm going to use slope-intercept form. This is what I'm going to use stat edit. Okay, now you don't have to, but because, and I'll tell you why. So I'm going to find the slope by hand because it's important. So we have negative 12, 14. We're going to stack the numbers as usual. And then we have 6 and negative 1. That's a 6. Whatever. Negative 1. So this is something I like to call the change in y to the change in x. How far apart are these two on the number line? That's the thing. What is the distance between these two on the number line? And the two I'm talking about are the ones stacked upon each other. So I know from 14 to negative 1, we are subtracting 15. 14 minus 15 equals negative 1. So my change in y is going to be negative 15. Okay. And now I have to get my change in x. So how do I get from negative 12 to 6? And I know my change here is going to be plus 18. Oh my goodness. Come on. All right. Now we need to simplify these. So you can say, hey, there's a common, greatest common multiple between these two is 3. And I know negative 15 divided by 3 is going to be negative 5. So we're dividing both of these by 3. I'm going to put the answer below. So this would be negative 5 over 6. So I know that's going to be my slope. Why are we doing this? All right, so this is going to be my m. Okay, the change in y over the change in x, which is negative 15 over 18. I simplified it by dividing them both by negative 3, and I got my slope as negative 5 over negative 6. Now, this is something like you don't have to do. You can also, if you want to simplify it faster, second quit, you can just do alpha x negative 15. Oh my goodness. Y negative 15 over 18, enter, and get negative 5 over 6. Oh, ta-da. But what if I wanted to, I can't get the y-intercept that way. I would have to do it the long way. So another way I could do the y-intercept, hold on. I don't know what happened. Is stack the numbers as I did. So we stack these numbers and then we put in stat edit. So if I grab my calculator, I'm going to do stat, enter. If you have values here, we're going to do clear it out. So we're going to do second plus 7, 1, 2. Save nice clear calculator. And then you're going to do stat, enter, and then you're going to do negative 12 over 6. And then you're going to go across and you're going to do 14, enter, negative 1, enter. And then you do stat, calc, 4, enter, 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 enter. And you see this gives us this crazy number. Now you can turn this into a fraction. You just have to enter 3 10 times. And then we have 4 plus 4. So our y-intercept is 4. So our equation let me do this in black, is going to be y equals this and this are equal to each other, and I'll show you this in a second. But I know my slope is going to be this fraction, negative 5 over 6, because we always want slope as a fraction if possible, even in an improper fraction. A fraction in its simplest form, x equal plus 4. And that is going to be our equation. Now, if I wanted to make sure that that is the decimal, we want to make sure. I can do second quit. Oh, no. Second quit. And then I would do negative 5 divided by 6. And you see that matches that decimal. And if I also wanted to see if I can make it into a fraction, I could just do negative 0.8 and put 3 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Math fraction, enter, enter, and you get negative 5/6. You just have to make sure you put that 3 in 10 times. All right. Oh. Now you try these and pause it. Try it on your own. See how these would work. Okay, once you unpaused it, I want you to watch the video and see if you can do these on your own. So pick 2 points. So number 1 is D. So if you did that, you should be able to figure it out. If I did this, I would have done the change in Y over the change in X. Okay, this would be plus 10. Okay, and then this would be plus 4. And 10 over 4, I know is going to be greater than 0.4. So I know my slope would have to be 2.5. So I'd cross this out. And then for me, I would put this in stat edit because I want to see what the y-intercept would be. So I would do, oh God, too big. Move it over here. I would do second plus 712. I would do stat, enter, and you only had to put 2 digits, okay? They just had to be stacked on top of each other. So I only picked these. And then I would do 16, enter, 20, enter. And then I go over 70, enter, 80, enter, stat, calc, 4, enter, 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 enter. And I also get my y-intercept 30. Right? I'm not going to do this whole process for the next one. I'll set it up and then hopefully you get the answer. So you write the equation slope intercept form. So basically the first thing you need to do is stack your numbers and try to find your slope by hand. Okay, I lied. I am going to, since I've been this far. I really want you guys to make sure, if you can, try to find the slope by hand. It doesn't so matter so much the y-intercept because that is a process, but try to find the slope. So this here, the change would be minus 6 because 1 to negative 5 is negative 6. And then the change in here would be plus 4. So I know my slope is going to be y negative 6 over 4, which would be simplified to negative 3 over 2. And now we have to find the y-intercept. So to do that, I would do stat, enter, go up, clear the list from the previous one. So you got to go down, go across, up, clear, go down, and then I do 2, enter, enter, 6, enter. Then I would do go across, 1, enter, negative 5, enter. Then I do stat, calc, 4, enter, 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 enter. And I would get negative 1.5x, and then my y-intercept would be plus 4. And if you did this in a calculator, negative 3 divided by 2 is the same thing. Okay. Whew. All right, so direct variation is a proportional relationship as it increases y by the same factor as x. So y varies directly with x. The equation is k constant is y over x. There is no y-intercept. That's the only difference. So these would go straight through the origin. Straight line, y-intercept 0 goes to the origin. So here, number 1 would be proportional because it goes to the origin, so it's direct variation. This would be non-proportional because it has a y-intercept. This one, if I wanted to put this, because I'm not here, I would have done this one by hand. I'm increasingly getting more nauseous. So bear with me. I'm just going to put all this in stat edit. Okay, put the whole table in there because if you guys know, they're not going in any order. So for this one, I'm going to press enter, going up clear, down, clear, down. And then you would enter in the whole table. -1, enter, 4, enter, 4, enter. -8, enter, 5, enter. Then you go across and you do 4, enter. -16, enter. 32, enter. -20, enter. Then you do stat, calc, 4, enter, 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 enter. And you see this is proportional. So sometimes if you have a whole table like this and there's no clearly defined origin or 0, 0, maybe put the whole table in there and then you would see that 0 is the y-intercept, so number 3 is also proportional. Okay? And then a canoe rental costs $2 per hour and it has a $4 deposit. That $4 deposit is going to be your y-intercept. So before you go anywhere, you have to pay $4. So this is non-proportional. Okay. Then this one is non-proportional because it's not linear. So just because it goes to the origin doesn't make it always linear. And sometimes the calculator can catch that. So just make sure you put it in the calculator. This one is because if we get y by itself and divide both sides by 2, I'm sorry, that's a 2. Make sure. It's going to be y equals 1/2 x or y equals x over 2. Same thing. So this will be x over 2 or 1/2 x. I just need you to know that these two are the same thing. Okay. They are the exact same, they're just written differently. And then this one, it goes to the origin, so it is proportional. Okay. And if you guys want, you can also put that in a calculator to make sure. You can put those things during calculation. This one would be a 1 chart. So you have y equals kx. And then you have 15 over 4 divided by 20. And then you would get 0.1875 or 3 over 16. And that's how you find the function. This one, I'm just going to click through this because I'm about to throw up. All right, so same thing. Y divided by x, and you would get 0.06 or 350. And then this one, 28 divided by -8, and then you get that as your answer. This one would be a 1 chart. So this is one when you put the words original information and new information. So mass and volume are your y and x. And you want to put your kilograms with your liters. Okay. So you have your words. Kilograms would be your first word, and then liters. And then you're going to compare it. So here we have the volume. The volume of 100 kilograms of substance is 80 liters. So we're going to put 100 kilograms here and 80 liters here. So I'm going to click through it. And then the new information would be 3.2 kilograms. So you do that. Then here's when you cross multiply. So you would cross multiply and multiply 80 times 3.2. And then you would cross multiply 100 times x. Okay. Then you multiply these two, and then you would get 256 equals 100 times x. Then you get x by itself by dividing 100 from both sides, and x equals 2.56. Now you're going to try these on your own. Stop the video. See if you can figure it out on your own. All right, once you stop the video and figure it out on your own, you can apply these. For credit today, you must show all work. Okay, I don't need you circling through answers and doing that. You really must show the process of how you got these answers. I really want to see you cross multiplying and getting these solutions on your own. Okay, because you're going to be tested on this. Just because I'm not here doesn't mean you're not going to be tested. Then there's going to be some direct variation slope task cards that you'll be working on. Make sure you guys get those done. I'll be looking for those. Have a great day. Please stay safe out there and take your vitamins.